Versus movies are nothing new, and they've always existed. Freddy vs. Jason, Alien vs. Predator, the list goes on and on. But since we've already gone so far into the MonsterVerse franchise, and we've already had the world almost end, it seems only fair that this franchise would get its own Versus film. Now, despite the box office and critical failure of the previous film, we still got another. And that's because this one was filming from 2018 to 2019, more specifically ending around April 2019, so right before King of Monsters came out and bombed, so it's basically pure luck we still got another one that, despite being released on HBO Max and released in theaters the same day and during COVID, managed to make almost $500 million. And what did people come for? The crazy action and breathtaking special effects. And on that count, the movie delivers. Everything else? Not so much. But hey, let's see if it at least has some other noteworthy elements and get right into it. This is Godzilla vs. Kong. The film begins with Kong. Weird that he's second listed in the title then. This is funny because, if anything, this is more of a Kong movie, as despite Godzilla having some noteworthy scenes, he is the one to get more impactful screen time developing his character. Which is a nice departure for monster movies, having the titular creatures be that, monsters. Hell, Kong is seen waking up peacefully on Skull Island, scratching his butt and everything. Completely calm, and never mind. He just broke a wall keeping an eye on him. Damn. However, one thing of note is his character named Gia, played by Kaylee Hoddle, who's deaf, both the character and the actress actually, and has a sort of friendship with Kong, which is one of the slightly better human aspects of this movie, or human parts. One other character is Dr. Andrews, played by Rebecca Hall, who's predictably forgettable. We cut to another character, Bernie, played by Brian Tyree Henry. He's a podcaster and a conspiracy theorist who's breaking in Apex Cybernetics, the big bad company in the film which is only there to set up Mechagodzilla. Bernie manages to sneak in and steal some footage before remembering he's in Florida, which means they're required by law for some shit to go down, like it does, by a crazy Godzilla destroying most of the place, in a pretty cool action sequence. It's quick but effective and sets the tone and problem for the film. Why is Godzilla acting like this? Bernie also finds a mysterious-looking eye that'll come back later. Now, here's another thing, and maybe this is just me, but when Godzilla's throwing all those dudes back and roaring, it looks kinda video gamey. Like we're about to go from a cutscene in a gameplay, like the transition into it. Maybe that's just me, but yeah. And immediately the world declares that Godzilla isn't humanity's savior, as if he didn't cause the exact same amount of damage to Hawaii or the Golden Gate Bridge by just existing. Yes, it was shown he was directly causing the damage, but I don't think the average person would discern intentional from unintentional. We meet up again with Madison, who just so happens to be watching Bernie's podcast, and is absolutely inspired. She tries talking to her dad at a relief camp about how Godzilla must have been provoked or something, but in a total 180 of his character arc, Mark doesn't believe it. Why the hell did we have that whole subplot of him realizing Godzilla is just an animal with patterns, and doesn't mean genuine harm if he's just gonna go back on it? Whatever. At least Kyle Chandler is good here, doing his best with this contradictory material. We meet Nathan, played by Alexander Skarsgård, and Ren Sarazawa, played by Shunagori. They're both fine, although Ren does have a pretty funny death scene later, so we'll get to that. However, the real disappointment is Walter, played by Damian Bichir, a totally capable actor totally wasted in this role.
I told you it's not ready yet.
Honey, just show it to them.
I, and I alone, have given humanity a chance against the Titan State. Yes, I will own that touch. Apex species.
I know I keep saying that, but it's true. But don't worry, we're almost done with introducing characters, and some are good, like Gia. Walter is the obvious bad guy who's running Apex Cybernetics and is trying to convince Nathan to come along with him to Hollow Earth, which is, in fact, real. This was a theory that Stanton from King of Monsters had, so it's nice to see it come back. However, Nathan had a #traumatic backstory when his brother died from the reverse gravitational pull of Hollow Earth, literally crushing him to death. Despite this, they still tell them there's enough energy in Hollow Earth to create a weapon to compete with Godzilla. They also mention a way to get around the reverse gravitational pull with the Heave, the Hollow Earth aerial vehicle. They make a plan to retrieve a potential Titan to lead the way to Hollow Earth, suggesting all Titans carry a similar impulse to return to their evolutionary source. Nevertheless, they'll need the help of Dr. Andrews, who reluctantly decides to go as they take Kong in an aircraft carrier. We meet another character, Maya, daughter of Walter, played by Aiza Gonzalez, I think. Her and Nathan meet, talking about the plan as it cuts to night, during a storm or, in other words, the happiest weather in Birmingham.
I just woke up in a fucking steaming mood, yeah? Because I live in a shithole! Do you know what I mean? Birmingham is a fucking shithole. I hate the fucking place. I fucking hate it. It's full of dickheads. I fucking hate it.
However, Gia comes out to try and calm down Kong, who, isn't having the greatest time being chained to a boat. Despite this, it is a nice and touching moment as we see their connection further displayed in a scene without any dialogue. Hell, Kong can even do sign language, so I guess dialogue but not like spoken, it's like written, so it's just nice, it's cool. Back with Madison, she introduces another character, Josh, played by Julian Dennison. They meet Bernie, who tells them what he saw and how he got a flask from his late wife, as some character development. Back on the ship, Dr. Andrews explains to Nathan how Kong saved Gia when that storm that took over Skull Island killed her family. It was mentioned in Skull Island as like why people couldn't find the island, like it took over and kind of like shielded it. However, Gia hears Godzilla and tries to warn the others, but it's too late. Godzilla has arrived, and so is our first official action sequence, as well as a fight sequence, so that's honestly pretty cool. It's also honestly pretty good. It's easy to see, well shot, if a little bland in terms of cinematography, and has some good CGI. And this fight scene shows just how powerful Godzilla is when he's actually trying to attack the military and Kong, how quickly he destroys them as a spectacle to behold and be terrified of. He really is the king of the monsters. Anyways, Kong and Godzilla beat the shit out of each other, and eventually Godzilla leaves after all the ships turn off their power, making it seem as though they're defeated. Back with the conspiracy gang, they break into Apex once again to see what's on sublevel 33.
I really don't understand women.
Wow. Spoken like a true Redditor. They try to find the eye Bernie saw from earlier, but of course it's not there. If it was important, it wouldn't be. These guys aren't that incompetent. And they don't take this as a sign that somebody might be there because they come with no precautions. Really? No weapons or anything? Like actual weapons, not a torch? If you know these guys are evil, and there's something important you found at a site being destroyed, maybe try actually sneaking in with some backup in the form of weapons, instead of just blindly hoping nobody's there. Cause yeah, there are people there, but they sure don't act like it. Well, they eventually do when they hide and find some skullcrawler eggs. They get locked in for some wacky adventures, which consist of being shot right into Hong Kong. I'm serious. Just shot at the speed of light into Hong Kong. Kinda funny, actually. Back with the group taking Kong, they arrive in helicopters, which I'm sure Kong is totally okay and has no problems with, and arrive in Antarctica. Gia tells him that down a tunnel is where home is and where his family may be. Nathan and the others launch the Heaves and go down to Hollow Earth, which Nathan seems a little giddy about.
You're the most amazing thing you've ever seen.
Didn't your brother die trying to get there? I get that technology has fixed this, but okay. Felt like I missed something. Could be because this movie has a bunch of deleted scenes, many of which explore characters I'll mention later. They go through a trippy looking scene, all while Kong's just free-falling. Nice. We finally see Hollow Earth, nearly an hour in, which I'm not complaining about. The build-up's been nice, and it's cool to finally see in all its glory. Although it does just look like Jurassic Park got the man's planet treatment from Interstellar. We see some more prehistoric creatures, which are honestly fun to look at and make the place feel more inhabited. However, they encounter some war bats, but Kong just quickly takes care of them. With some blood too. Gory. Honestly, this stuff would make a pretty sick ride at Universal Studios, and that kind of describes a lot of the movie and a lot of the MonsterVerse movies, so in a way that's kind of a good thing. Back in Hong Kong, the gang finally arrives there and gets out.
Oh, yeah.
Are you okay? Need some time alone? Okay, that was actually funny. I actually kind of like Bernie. While he's not an amazing character, Brian Tyree Henry does make him memorable and commit to the bit a lot, so it's a lot more bearable and interesting. So scenes like this with the humans are more fun. They eventually see some lights come up and a skullcrawler emerges, looking different than the ones in Skull Island, more green if anything. However, it immediately gets caught by Mechagodzilla, which Apex Cybernetics has been hiding, and is the reason Godzilla's been attacking. Which is pretty cool, not Godzilla attacking innocent people, Mechagodzilla himself. The design is awesome and manages to feel properly brought into this world. Not too cartoony, but not too realistic. I still prefer the realism of Godzilla 2014, but this works too. Mechagodzilla quickly and very violently slices the skullcrawler apart in a nasty effect. Brutal. Oh yeah, Walter's here too. He just exists. Yeah. It's also just kind of funny how fast technology has evolved. Like, just under a decade ago, the military couldn't even handle one of these things swimming through the water. Now, even your grandma has its own Ghidorah head to play around with. Cause yeah, Ghidorah's still in this movie. Somehow. Guess they found his skull despite all three of them looking pretty dead, and managed to use him as a way to control Mechagodzilla. Sure, I could see no possible problem with this at all. Also, wasn't this basically just a plot of Transformers 4 with Galvatron? Fucking stupid. Anyways, Ren Serizawa is controlling it, who, yeah, is the son of Dr. Serizawa. You wouldn't know this because they're nothing alike, and he's a nothing character. Apparently he had more scenes, but what do you know, they were cut out.
I have faith in our creation. My humanity will once again be the apex species.
Oh, so that's why you named the company Apex. This is actually very clever. Anyways, back with Mark, who's getting left undelivered by his own daughter despite saving her life last movie. That's depressing. Almost as depressing as how shoehorned in he is. Back with Kong and the humans, they reach a throne room meant for him in a pretty cool scene that affirms that there is an ancient war between Godzilla's kind and Kong's kind. This is, again, another cool display of storytelling doing the work. It's nothing complex, but to see a monster movie deliver an idea without exposition is sadly uncommon, so I'll give them props for that. It's not much, but it's something. Hell, Kong even finds himself a battle axe and a self-esteem boost. I mean, I would get one too if someone left me a battle axe to go beat the shit out of some overgrown lizard. Although if you take their ages into account, with Godzilla being hundreds of thousands of years old and Godzilla being 91, it's like a senior citizen beating the shit out of a fetus. Bizarre age gap, Godzilla. I feel like instead of being on Monarch Legacy of Monsters, you should be on a different show.
Bitch, what?
It's a Titan scalp.
No. That's not just any Titan. That's Monster Zero.
Yeah, but which head? That sounds wrong. Anyways, they find out what I already told you. Ghidorah's back, at least one of them, and that Mechagodzilla is being controlled by them. A totally safe and not at all idiotic plan. Godzilla arrives in Hong Kong, which causes Mark and some others, including one played by Lance Reddick, rest in peace, to try and evacuate the citizens. However, Godzilla blows a hole into Earth, realizing that this versus film has only had one fight so far, to beat the shit out of Kong. Maya reveals she's bad. Wow, who could have seen that coming? And betrays Dr. Andrews, Gia, and Nathan. Kong gets mad, which leaves the characters at the mercy of some Hellhawks, of which they have none. They quickly dispatch of the team, and Maya gets blown up by Kong in the most casual way possible. He leaves to fight Godzilla, but since that fucker's strong enough to blow a hole into Hollow Earth and still uses atomic breath, it's not that interesting a fight outcome-wise. Though it's a cool one anyways. Oh yeah, the conspiracy gang gets caught as well. Back to the fight, it's pretty cool. Seeing Godzilla almost toy with Kong but then get really serious after a hit from the axe is intimidating, and seeing Godzilla laugh adds to his character, and it's also just kinda scary. The main characters get out and into another cool idea for a ride, flying through battle in a heave. Eventually Kong gets on the ground and Godzilla roars, but so does Kong, which causes Godzilla to leave out of respect, and also likely knowing Kong was pretty much dead already. Back with the conspiracy gang, Walter tries developing his character, but it doesn't work. His whole deal is he doesn't want Godzilla to be the alpha, yada yada, you watch too much Andrew Tate. Oh no, he's dead, who gives a fuck. Ren begins integration with Mechagodzilla around the same time, but Ghidorah, finally realizing he has free will, just chooses to electrocute him to death and take over. Okay. This is why Mechagodzilla is evil. Well, more evil, as the conspiracy gang runs away.
That's unfair. I really wanted to hear the rest of that speech.
Okay, that was actually funny. Mechagodzilla takes over Hong Kong. Damn, getting double teamed in one night. As Godzilla briefly fights, all while Dr. Andrews tries to resuscitate Kong with a heave. Eventually works, and Kong joins Godzilla to defeat Mechagodzilla in a pretty cool scene. Oh yeah, and the conspiracy gang uses Bernie's flask from his wife to shut off Mechagodzilla as well. Cool. Although I do like the added part of Kong relocating his shoulder from earlier. It's a cool detail. The day is saved, Madison and Mark reunite as Godzilla returns to the sea as the film ends. And that was Godzilla vs. Kong. Alright. It's the same level of quality as King of the Monsters, with poorly written humans, save for a few scenes of intelligent storytelling, and the plot doesn't really make much sense. But it's possibly more fun than Godzilla King of the Monsters. With that movie, the oversaturated look of it made it pretty nauseating to look at and view, and the overcrowded amount of titans made it feel less compact. Whereas with this film, it's easy to see and fun to see. Good contrasting colors that aren't a visual eyesore and don't cut away much. With only a few titans, they get more screen time for their characters and are more focused. It's also got slightly more memorable human characters, if only because there's less of them that are named. It's also got a fast enough pace so that even if you don't like them, it goes by quickly and has some genuinely good versus fights, despite not many of them. Its plot feels like a cartoon, but it commits so much to it that it ends up working. If not fully, for a decent enough time that won't make you feel like they wasted as much potential as they could have. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can like and subscribe. It's free and lets me know you enjoy these videos and notifies you when I upload new ones. You just gotta click the bell and all the notifications option. Don't worry, I won't crowd your inbox. Editing takes a while, so a video comes out every week or two. I'm curious to know what you liked about the movie or this video, what I can do to improve, and whether or not I should cover any other Godzilla or Kong movies. Probably the 2005 one at some point, but that one's really long, so yeah. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.